Well, basically, before we had the upgrade, we had, I think, just 4 microphones, which were falling apart, held onto the stands with tape. The sound was absolutely horrendous, but we still tried, you know, and we still brought in new songs and worshipped and that. But since we've had the upgrade, we've now got 7 microphones on stand. We've got a new handheld, a complete new sound system, new speakers, and literally the whole thing's done. So we've got 2 new speakers at the front of the church. We didn't even know before they come round to survey that one of them speakers wasn't even working, the old speakers. It was dead.
It was blown up anyway.
It was completely destroyed inside. Probably my voice when I'm singing that's caused that. But
and the other problem was we had lapels, and both lapels were we had issue with intermittent. You know, it was comes and goes, so it is interfering with our frequencies, and there are issues. So when somebody sings or preach, and the congregation can't hear properly, and it just cuts off. And it cuts off all the time. So that has been rectified. That's been again upgraded with some boosters at the back of the church. And again, we have got we have a very good signal now since the upgrade has been done. So apart from that, we've got new floor speakers, which is good for the worship team.
It's been amazing for the worship team, because before all we had was the little foldback, which is now under the keyboard for everybody in the worship team. And I'm actually deaf in one ear, completely. I lost it through a disease, and it has made such a difference to me. I can hear the music so clear through the 2 new speakers, and I can hear the other members of the worship team very clearly. Whereas before I could only hear the person that was standing on my left, as now I can hear everybody in the worship team. And it has just been an amazing experience for me. It has helped me so much in my leading of worship, and with the whole team together, it's just really brought out an amazing sound within this church. We're only a small church, we're not a large congregation, but everything that's been put in here has literally been put in for our needs specifically. You know, at maximum this church will hold probably about 100 people. It's small. We started as a daughter church to the main church in the village, and we're growing. We're growing year on year. A lot of that has been down to the new systems, being able to touch people through worship. When we talk, when we're leading worship, when God puts something on our hearts to say to the congregation, that now they can hear us. Before, it was just like a garble. It was crackly, it wasn't clear, you couldn't hear what people were saying from the front. Now everything's perfect. We've got, like Jay said, the 2 new lapel mics for the priests, and no matter where they go in the church, it is crystal clear. We've got a goosenest mic over there, which goes onto the lectern. It's not on the lectern at the moment, but I mean, that has made such a difference for when members of the congregation come up for Bible reading or to lead the church in prayer. You know, that we can hear everything clearly, although for the Bible readings, the words are on the screens. It doesn't matter. To hear someone speak God's word clearly is an amazing thing to listen to. And when members of the congregation come up to pray, it is just amazing that no matter who it is, we can hear every word they said. Even in the worship team now, which we really struggled with before, we can hear everything that's going on, and it's just been an absolute blessing to this church.
I think I would like to add one more thing. Following installation of this new unit, and Neil did a fantastic training that is to end with. So we never ever had any like a formal training when we installed the first system in this church. So we had a series of training. I think we had about 3 roughly, yeah,
3 or 4
3
sessions,
or 4 sessions, and that was very helpful for because most of them have never ever had done this kind of training, and they never had any knowledge about the AV systems. So that helped for the worship team, as well as people who have been doing it for the last, especially myself, learned a lot, and now I've trained the others, and now we know what is all involved. So how, when you handle from the back, if you do, so you can control the whole thing, from the back, which was very good, and thank you, Neil, for doing that, and thank you, Ko-ach, for serving our church. And again, when we were in an emergency, we had issues, I used to call or text Neil, and instantly I got the answer from Neil without any obligation, or sometimes he did the site visit, and which was very supportive. So that kind of help you need. Although you do it for a year or 2 or whatever, if there is an issue, and Neil is on the spot and very helpful. Thank you, Ko-ach, for that as well. Thank you very much.
And I'd like to say what really impressed me, Ko-ach, and that is that Neil came to the services 3 or 4 times before even giving us a quote, so he could listen, look around what we've got, listen to the sound during the service, and his advice on what equipment we needed, and that is pretty much tailor-made to our needs within St Winifreds Church. And without that, we had other quotes from other companies. No one bothered to come down, no one bothered to come and listen to what we sound like, to view the church and see what issues we had. And it is because of Neil's dedication to actually putting in a system that is tailor-made for a personal church's needs that has made this so good here for us in St Winifreds, because we tried several options, they didn't work. So we settled on the option that suits our needs best, not what suited their needs best. It was just that, and for Neil to come and train us. I mean, before that, I looked at the sound desk and I wouldn't go near it. There's too many buttons. Now I can do pretty much anything on that sound desk, and that's all because of the training, the support that we have been given prior to having the system in, and since the system's been in. It has made such a difference. Thank you very much.